Okay, here we go. We got a 327 and a 64 Chevelle. You may have seen the other video where I did the cam break-in with the 350 engine. Well, that 350 engine was actually just temporary because last time that I tried to break the cam in on this engine, I ran into some technical difficulties. The fuel pump was only putting out like 3 psi, and the exhaust was making a lot of noise, and it just I ended up turning it on and off, and I just totally screwed up the braking on the cam. So if you're familiar with this type of motor, in order to get the timing chain cover off, you pretty much got to drop the oil pan, especially if you cinched it onto the block. So, I mean, this time I used a reusable oil pan gasket and a timing cover that the front face of it actually is removable. Planning for worst case scenario, but I mean, I feel pretty confident this time around. I did get this thing started up for a second there, and I did check the timing. The idle was too low and it shut off, so I'm going to go ahead and do it again and see what we come out with. I put a jumper wire to the starter, so I don't have to be in the car to start it. I want to be out here to accelerate the engine or whatever. That's way better than last time. Looks like I got a little water leak somewhere. Most likely it's that chrome oil filter housing. The exhaust does sound kind of crappy. So I got, well, I'm about 4 minutes into it now. It's got good oil pressure, hasn't warmed up yet. Good fuel pressure. Sounds pretty good. Yeah, the last time around I used the Pro Comp Cam, and it was just total nightmare. Luckily I bought it from Amazon and I just sent it back, and they, you know, they just gave me a refund. I ended up buying the melding cam from Amazon also, and it's pretty much got the same profile on it. Basically it copies I'm gonna say like a 74 vet. I mean, it's not like anything special, but as you can see here, I got 2-inch exhaust, stock manifolds. I got a 500 CFM carburetor on it, basically the smallest polycarb in a 4-barrel. I did put the air gap intake and the ZZ4 heads. I've got the Desert Cool radiator, HEI. So I'm just hoping for at least 300 horsepower. I mean, if I can get more out of it, I'll be happy, but mainly what I want to get out of this thing is fuel economy. I've got a 200 R4 in there as opposed to the Power Glide. Previously I was getting probably, I'm gonna say probably 15 miles to the gallon with the 350 in there, as long as I had to put my foot in it. And I had, prior to that, I had a 283 in there, and I was probably getting more like 17, 18. And no matter what I did to it, that thing was just too slow for me. So anyways, I gotta top off the trans fluid in this thing and take a look at everything again. So I'm gonna try pausing. If I can't get back on and continue, then it is what it is. Well, I topped off the trans fluid, still running, so I'm probably about 10 minutes into the break-in. Oil pressure dropped a little bit. That may be because it warmed up, but the temperature looks good. No rattles in the engine, no misfires. I'm gonna drop the idle down. Let me pause it again. All right, well, that's the first startup. Seems to have went out pretty good. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about the motor here. This is a 327. You may have seen my other video. Basically what it is a 305 or 307 crankshaft with a 350. The I believe they call it the 3700 10 block, and it is a 4-bolt main. So Chevrolet didn't make a well, The original 327 never came in a 4-bolt main. Not that I know of, unless they put them in trucks or something. But anyways, this is like a 68, 69 350 block. It's also the same part number that you see in the 302 and 307 and I'm sorry, the 302, 327 and 350 block. They all share the same block. The only difference is the crankshaft and of course the pistons. But the rods are all the same. So, you know, why, you know, there is no replacement for displacement. And this thing is never going to see the track. It's never going to see 6,000 RPMs. But it will be getting, I will be driving this thing daily. There's just something about these old cars I like. I mean, I got my Elko there, but you can see it's just full of junk. I can't drive that one daily because it's got a 427 in it. Basically a D-stroked 454. You know, again, it's not like a super fast car. It runs really good. It's got it's fuel injected, and I may possibly do the fuel injection on this one at a later date. I haven't put the bung in the exhaust pipe, so I can put an O2 sensor in there. I mean, I had the exhaust off. When I replaced the transmission, I had to cut the exhaust pipes because they were hitting the cross member since I moved it back like 7 inches. So anyways, let's not drag this on anymore. Any questions about your mixing up a 350 with 200R Ford Trans? I got a few answers here. I've got disc brakes on this. As you can see, they're just manual. And I use the metric type calipers and rotors on it, so I can retain the 14-inch hubcaps. That about covers it, man.